question. One is what exactly is the verse that was revealed in the house of Solomon? And the other one is, can you explain a little bit of Hadith Qudsi? Is that part of revelation? And how do scholars differentiate that it's not Quranic and it's his words?
Yeah. So, Hadith Qudsi is Hadith. Okay, the correlation between Quran and Hadith Qudsi is that in both cases, the words are the words of Allah, not the words of other than Allah, not Jibreel, not the Prophet ﷺ, not anybody else. So this is where there's a similarity between Quran and Hadith Qudsi. Where they differ is Quran, the mere words are, if you recite it, there's rewards for it. While if you recite Hadith Qudsi, there's no rewards just by pronouncing the words. Every word of the Quran has, whether it's for the purpose of it or not, it has what is called i'jaz. I'jaz means it is not capable of being reproduced. Nobody can reproduce it, nobody can. It's inimitable, it's part of the miracle of the Quran. So if you examine the words and you look at it, it is miraculous in nature, while Hadith Qudsi is not miraculous in nature. The actual words, the combination of the words, the meanings contained in the words, the purpose of it is not i'jaz. In other words, somebody can fabricate a Hadith Qudsi. Nobody can fabricate a verse of the Quran. Third difference, which relates not to the thing themselves, but to a difference of opinion that came later. And that is, there is no ikhtilaf concerning whether the words of the Quran are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly. When I say there's no difference, there's no legitimate difference of opinion. There are opinions that the words were formulated by the Prophet or by Jibreel. Like when I say there are opinions, if you read the history of Islam, you'll find scholars that held those opinions. But they are not legitimate ulama. They are not mujtahid ulama whose opinion we even care about. So when I say there's no difference, there's no real difference. Because real difference are between the mujtahid scholars. I mean the highest level of authorities in each field. Those, we take their opinions seriously. If they differ and they couldn't resolve the difference, we call it a difference of opinion. But a non-scholar differing with the position of the scholars is just a nothing. We now say, oh, there's a difference. No, there's somebody saying X and there's the ulama saying Y. It's not a difference of opinion. So there are people who said in the history of Islam that the words are not the words of God, the Quran. But beyond those fringe things that people have said, I don't want to call it opinion because anyway, when it comes to Hadith Qudsi, the difference is a real difference among the ulama. Whether was it an idea communicated to the Prophet ﷺ and he formulated the words? Or were the actual words, the words of God, put to the Prophet, like say it exactly as it came? That's one difference. It's a difference of opinion. If we take the opinion that Hadith Qudsi was the idea, but the words of the Prophet ﷺ, then that would also be a difference between Hadith Qudsi and Quran. Based on that now, there are legal rulings that separate between the two. Rulings of the Sharia. You can touch Hadith Qudsi and carry it without wudu. You can't do that for the Quran. You can recite, a person in janaba or haid can recite Hadith Qudsi without tahara, somebody in. Quran, no. You can recite Quran in salah. If you recite Hadith Qudsi in salah, it can break the prayer. These type of rulings of the Sharia. You could write Hadith Qudsi. You can have, actually no, anyway. So you can, anyway, in terms of najasa and stuff like that. You can sell, according to some ulama, you can sell Hadith Qudsi to a kafir. But Quran, sell and buy. Non-Muslims, I want to buy a compilation of Hadith Qudsi. According to some scholars, you can sell that to them. According to the Mu'tamad of the Shafi'i school mentioned by Imam Ibn Hajar al-Haytami in the Tuhfat al-Muhtaj and in other scholars and other commentaries, it would not be permissible for us to sell books of Hadith to non-Muslims. The Quran, there's ijma' in the madhab. Quran, you can't sell Quran to non-Muslims. You can't give it to them as gifts. You can't, because they'll disrespect it. They can't touch it without wudu, but they're in a constant state of non-wudu. Stuff like that. So legally, they're not treated as the same. Yeah, because translations are interpretations of the Quran, not the Quran. To the non-Muslims, no. No. Even, again, in the Tuhfat al-Muhtaj, Imam Ibn Hajar al-Haytami, rahmatullah alayh, said that even books of fiqh that has verses of the Quran in it, we can't sell it to non-Muslims. And whatever is not permissible, in fiqh there's a principle, whatever is not permissible to sell, is not permissible to gift.